Hey there, welcome to Here's What I Learned. I'm Jackie Hayes, a systems strategist, unapologetic, smutty romantasy lover, Dungeons & Dragons geek, and your no BS guide to building a business that works for you. This is the place where we swap stories, share lessons, and get real about the highs and lows of creating a life and business that actually feels good. No cookie cutter advice here, just honest conversations about what's working, what's not, and how to rewrite the rules to fit your version of success. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's dive in. Hey folks, it's Jackie, and today I'm walking through a few tiny system tweaks, emphasis on the systems part, that have made my business smoother, calmer, and actually feel like it fits me. I'm not talking shiny new tools or complicated funnels. I'm talking about rethinking how I structured the back end of my business so that it supports my capacity, not just my output. The big aha for me was that your system isn't Airtable or Honeybook or ClickUp. It's how everything connects and flows together. Your system actually equals your process, your policies, your preference, your tools, and the way they work together to support a specific outcome. Tools are just the vehicle, the system is the whole journey. Now, I like to use the analogy of baking a cake. When you bake a cake, you need your small appliances, your ingredients, you need a workspace, you need time to put the ingredients together, put them in the oven. You have an entire set of interlocking elements that work together to create that cake. All of that is your system. Once I started thinking that way, I stopped jumping from platforms, from one project management system to another, from one CRM to another, and I started building things that actually worked for me. Now, tip number 2 is designing for my actual capacity. When I first started my business, there were many occasions where I could feel burnout coming on. I recognize the signs when I start to get distracted, when I can't be very creative, when I have brain fog. And I realized that I needed to get real about how much energy I have per season, per week, per day, which was ironic because this is something I had been helping my clients with from the very beginning. What I learned about myself was that I need deep focus blocks, and I don't switch tasks very well. It's very hard for me to go from designing, admin, and calls. That's all mental whiplash for me. I like batching my work, and I'm more creative when I have non-desk time. Hello, library days and coffee shop mornings. Now, all of that is baked into my systems. My client delivery timelines, my scheduling links, my project planning templates, and even my autoresponders. Tip number 3, setting and communicating office hours. This one's simple but powerful. I determined when I would be available for others and decided that those would be my office hours. Now, I used to say I had office hours, but nobody knew what they were, including me. Now, I have them in my contracts, they're in my onboarding emails, in my email signature, and they're in my email autoresponder. I use schedule send to work when I want to work, but only appear available during office hours. And I also use tech to support these boundaries, specifically on my iPhone, using focus modes, app restrictions, and do not disturbs. So I don't get sucked in. I know myself well enough to know that if I see a notification on Voxer, I'm going to want to respond immediately. Does this stop the temptation? Not completely, but it does help a lot. And tip number 4, the final tip, map the process so you can template the magic. The light bulb moment for me was when I actually sat down and mapped out the steps of my internal projects, like booking podcast guests. It's way easier to spot the repeatable pieces when you do this. So for example, booking guests for this very podcast, now I have templates for every step. You're booked. Here's what to prep. Your episode's live. Feel free to share this swipe copy. This doesn't just save me time, it keeps the guest experience thoughtful and consistent, even if I'm juggling a million other things. And it works for client-facing stuff too. Internal projects, client delivery, workshops, launches. Once you know the steps, you can support them with reusable tools like email templates, checklists, or workflows. Ask yourself what actually needs to happen here, then add structure to support it. This also gives you space for intentional personalization. because you're not reinventing the wheel every time, just choosing which custom touches to layer in. These tweaks might sound small, but they've had a massive ripple effect in my business. I'm more focused, clients know what to expect, I have fewer ugh moments. Your systems don't need to be perfect, they need to feel like you. So ask yourself, what's one tiny system tweak I can make this week to reduce friction or support my energy? Thanks for hanging out with me on Here's What I Learned. If today's episode gave you an aha moment, a laugh, or something to think about, make sure you're subscribed to my email list. That's where I share even more tips, stories, and behind-the-scenes insights to help you simplify and thrive. And remember, you get to do business and life your way. Until next time, keep experimenting, keep simplifying, and keep learning.